They both are really funny.
Good idea.
They just go with the flow. It's the Hershey and Keegs Show.
Welcome to Hershey and the Keegs Show, starring pitcher Mark Hirschman and his personal catcher, Mike Keegan. Every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live from the Governor's Comedy Club radio studio. Thanks so much for listening. Welcome to Hershey and the Keegs Show, starring pitcher...
All right, thank you, Colin Cosell. It is Tuesday night, 9 p.m. It's time to grab your socks and hold your other socks. Right? You thought I was going to say something else there, right?
No, I didn't know what to think because you're such a live wire.
Exactly, I'm out of control.
You're such a card.
Welcome to the Hershey and the Keegs Show. Thanks for joining us and tuning in. I'm Mike Keegan, Mark Hirschman, Tony Walker. We're about to have some fun, I think.
I think we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. I know we're going to have a lot of fun. What do you mean think?
I know, yeah. Exactly.
There is no think. We have a special guest that I'm super, super stoked about. Really excited about our guest. We'll punch him up in a few minutes. But for now, we're just going to do our usual starting the show, a little recap. How the hell's it going, buddy boy? What's happening with you?
It's going damn good, Mark.
Yeah?
It's going really well. Can't complain. Had a good week.
You were hustling this weekend. You were out in, you had
a lot of
somewhere.
things going on this weekend. I was here at Governor's on Friday. I had my show in the Giggle Room.
I heard that was a total blast.
It was a total blast.
I wanted to get here, but we
were waiting for you. I had the spot opened up in the lineup.
You know what? The traffic and
I know all
cars.
that traffic from 4 blocks away in town.
But the thought was there.
There was a pickup truck with a bumper sticker on Homestead Turnpike.
Yeah,
Homestead
Turnpike. Yeah, that's where you live on Homestead Turnpike.
I went there and then I shot to the Stereo Garden in Patchogue to do this music comedy festival.
Jesus.
And I'll tell you, the Friday show here at Governor's, great show, great comics, a lot of my good friends on the show. I actually had to cut out early to go to Patchogue.
Okay.
And I heard it happened after I left.
Yeah.
There was a drunk gentleman in the audience.
Okay.
And he gets out of his chair. Mm-hmm. He's going to the bathroom. And he's a very large gentleman.
Large fella. Had you seen this guy, or are you hearing? Is this conjecture?
I saw him when I was on stage there, and I'm like, that's a big fella.
That's a huge bitch.
That's a huge bitch, and he looks like he's got a few in him.
Okay.
So he gets up and he starts walking to the bathroom, and there's a young couple sitting there, and he just goes up to the wife and just starts sniffing her hair. And the husband's like, "What the hell are you doing, bro?" Like, and this is like a young, small couple. This is a big guy.
Hold on a second, Tony. A big fella, trashed, smelling a woman's hair. Who do we know who's been like that in their lives?
Well, he said he left. So
okay, I'm going to say
President Biden.
Hold on. Did you leave to go to the bathroom?
I put on one of those fake glasses and noses.
Is this one of those like third person stories? Okay.
So he goes to that ends up dissipating. Nothing happens.
Nothing happens from the hair sniffing.
And then from the stage, you could hear the guy throwing up in the bathroom.
Oh, he's just blowing chunks in the bathroom.
Blowing chunks in the bathroom. Apparently goes back out, sits down, goes back in the bathroom, and throws up again. And then Carla was telling me, she was hosting, that like he just disappeared. Nobody even like saw him come out of the bed. He might still be in there.
He's probably still in there. Yeah.
But I don't know. I think it was right after Carla's set. I think he went.
It was during this Carla's set that he was throwing up.
Yeah.
If he is still here, I haven't had a good hair sniffing in a long time.
I'll sniff your hair.
So, was he was escorted out? We don't know.
He wasn't escorted out. I think he left on his own volition.
Okay. All right.
Carl, the guy that works, Carl.
Yeah.
He's been working here forever.
Yeah.
He saw him going into the bathroom with a mop and bucket, so I guess he had to clean up after the guy.
God damn it. That's the worst.
But other than that, it was a phenomenal show.
Other than that.
The guy was having fun. It's a Mike Keegan and Friends show. Everybody parties.
Listen, those are good shows.
Those are good shows, and it's a party.
They're not quite Hershey and the Keegs shows, honestly, but they're fine.
The Hershey and the Keegs shows only come out
a couple times a year.
And I do this once a month. Those are
huge.
Those are gold.
Those are gold, and they're precious little gems, just like you and I.
We sell out the brokerage, and we have a couple of precious little gems.
Speaking of precious little gems, before this show gets away from us, I think it would be super important to acknowledge a very, very special day tomorrow, and that would be the 25th birthday of one Samantha Jean Walker.
Wow.
Tony's daughter. daughter is turning 25 years
25
old.
years old.
Yeah.
Where does the time go?
Yeah, so
You're
you don't,
telling me,
you know,
man.
Tone, you don't think I research and listen and do things, but I know what the hell I'm doing. I got my ears and eyes all over the damn place.
It's very nice of you, pal.
So,
Thank you very much.
happy birthday to that beautiful young lady. I cannot believe she's 25 years old already.
I know.
But all I'll say is this: from the few times that I've met her, and certainly knowing a lot about her from Tony, if every single person on earth had the heart of Samantha Jean Walker, we would be all right.
The world
all
would be
right.
a better place.
She's just gold.
Yep.
And certainly we love Tony and we love his kids and Zach and Samantha.
Yep.
But tomorrow's Samantha's day, so
Happy birthday,
happy
Samantha.
25th birthday to Samantha Jean.
Thank you, guys. It's very nice.
Mark's
What's-
gonna jump out of a cake for
I'm
her
going to jump
tomorrow.
out of a cake. Yeah. What is
That's
there?
just for me privately.
Is there a special plan? I mean, and what are you guys doing?
Well, it's the middle of the week, so we're just going out to dinner.
Okay.
And then Saturday she's gonna have some friends over.
Nice.
Little friends over.
Very
Okay.
nice.
So I'm curious, what do the because Tony, you live locally. You're a Hicksville, Levittown-ish kind of East Meadow guy. What does the Walker family do on a weeknight dinner plan?
We go down to Seaford.
Seaford.
Okay.
Okay.
You're a Wantall Levittown guy. What do you do?
Oh,
we go to
Seaford, like
Seaford.
what? Like like a fish place? Like what is it? Like
It's a place called Chard.
oh, okay.
I've never been there.
Oh, that place is great. Right on
is it?
Merrick. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
by the
place is
movie
awesome. Oh
Okay.
man.
Oh,
They
okay.
have this meatball volcano thing there. It's so good.
Okay.
It's really get the meatball appetizer. It's very good.
So-
She's been there. I've never been there.
Yeah,
So Sam has been there. So
she
be
has to go there. Yeah.
you, Mrs. Walker, Sam, and Zach.
Yeah. My mother will be joining us.
Okay.
My
Nice.
brother's coming. Yeah.
Okay.
Hershey and the Keegs will be there.
Yeah,
It's gonna
come.
be
we
fun,
would
yeah.
we would be.
I love Chard. Giuliani used to take dance lessons right next door. So I used
Oh
to go there all
yes,
the
I know
time.
the dance
Yeah.
studio there. Yeah. Okay. So that helps me figure out where it is. But Chard, it just sounds dirty though.
Chard?
Right, exactly.
How do you spell it? Chard?
Yeah.
Chard.
I think.
No, I think it's Charred. Like
Oh,
it's like you
chard.
char something?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
I think so. Maybe
How,
it's not. I
just
don't
funny
know.
if everything is just burnt to the point of nauseating. I want to send this back. It's charred. No, that's what we fucking do
This is
here.
burnt. Yeah, did you not read the sign, idiot?
That's what we do. We make it uncomfortable for people to eat the food.
Your surprise guest lives down that way, so maybe he
Oh,
can actually
okay.
help us out with that.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm sure he's
interesting.
been there, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, way to zero that into only by 3 people that are possible as our guest, Tony. Good. But we'll get to our guest shortly. Now that 97% of the comics on Long Island know who it is.
Is that true? Do people know where all
I
the
don't
comics
know.
live?
I think
don't know.
with him, yeah. Everybody
So
knows.
Chard, you'll do a little singing for Sam, and it'll be a beautiful, beautiful day.
Yes, it will. Thank you again. That was very
Yeah,
nice. Thank you.
so she's older than Zach, correct?
Zach will be 24 in November.
Wow. So how does it? That's kind of like a marcation number, 25. Like, does that feel? I know, like when my Samantha turned 21 recently, I definitely felt it a little bit. Like that, got me in the craw a little
Yeah.
bit.
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel that number a little bit?
Yes.
That's like a real number.
You get charred in the craw.
Yeah, I felt charred right in my craw. I did. I felt charred.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling. It's starting to
yeah.
feel a little old, and just another 4 more years will be the age I was when we had her.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I will say that I was, as I do sometimes. I was watching Tony's show, the Magical Mystery Tour. What is it called? What is it called? Tony's show?
Helter Skelter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't know, but Tony had some guy here. It seemed like might have
School
been.
Bus?
I don't know. It seemed like a guy like from his childhood, maybe, or something like that. And if I saw it correctly, I don't even think he was wearing headphones. He was just like sitting in this chair this morning, like tats out, and he's like, "Hey, fuck your mother, hey, fuck you, bitch, right in the asshole." I'm like, I like this guy. Why isn't he on our show? He was like,
Well, surprise, Mark.
yeah. No, but is that? I don't know. What was his name?
His name is Sab.
Sam. Oh, everyone's
Sab
name's Sam.
with a B.
Sam.
Sab. It's the full name is Sabato.
Do you have a cold?
Sabato. Yeah, Sam. It's S-A-M. Do you have Sudafed for him or something? Little music next
Seb.
My daughter Samantha. It's her birthday tomorrow. Samantha is, and Mark has a daughter named Samantha also. Sab.
This is real.
So I just got to tell you that I got a kick. This guy was like funny, like but not like comedian funny. Just like he came on Tony's show, didn't give a shit. Like he was just having fun with Tony.
That's it.
He's obviously a good friend.
Yeah,
but I'm like the guy was just sitting there like, what the fuck is going on here? Hey, motherfucker. I'm like, this is my kind of dude.
Typical Sab.
Sab, you know how Sab is.
You know how Sab gets, exactly.
Sab. And his name is Sabato, is his first name?
Sabato, it's
and last name Weinstein? What is it?
Sabato Capone.
Oh,
Sabato
boy.
Capone.
We're saying
Capone.
only nice things
Capone.
about
All right.
Sab.
Sabato Capone.
We don't care if his name is Sam, Sab, whatever it is. we
Sabato
like you.
Capobe.
Yeah. He's had a little cold ever since he was a little kid. No, are you okay, Sam? It's Sab.
Sabuel.
Yeah. My favorite actor is Samuel Jackson. Yeah. Yeah.
We go to the bar afterwards. We get a Sab Adams.
Can we have 3 Sab Adams, please? Do you guys need tissues? What do you need? A box of tissues?
No, it's Sab.
No. We want 3 Sab Adams. Listen, if you guys have COVID, you cannot be in this bar. No, we don't. We just want Sab Adams.
Imagine how many times during COVID that guy got,
Right.
nobody would serve. My name is Sab.
Seriously.
Get out of here.
Get out.
Get out of here,
Put your
Wuhan.
mask on.
That's one of the things we actually talked about.
Really? Yeah.
Sabato had COVID. He was in a coma for 4 months.
He was
Shut
in
the fuck up.
He was in a Coba.
Oh my God. Oh, we can do this all day. Fuck the guests. We're just going. Yeah, we're just doing this all day long. My name is Bark Hirschman.
That's what I'm gonna name my next dog, Bark Hirschman.
Bark Hirschman.
Yeah.
Now, so Tony, as usual, can bring things to a screeching halt. So apparently, Sab was in a coma for 4 months. A legit, like,
Yeah.
are
Wow.
you fucking kidding
No,
me?
and that's why he's kind of messed up. He, like if
we didn't see messed up.
His
I mean,
fingers are a little. Are,
I didn't notice any
Oh,
of
he's
that.
got claws.
Yeah.
I didn't notice anything like that.
If you put the sound up, you could hear he'll say 2 words and then he had to stop to take a breath.
Oh, I didn't know.
yeah, he
I was
was a
listening to him.
mess,
I thought he was terrific.
no,
I thought he was a great guest.
Yeah, I thought he had double pneumonia because he's like, I'm Sab.
Mike was like, "Why does Tony have Robster Boy on the show?" No, I didn't notice any of that. He looked fine to me. He looked fine, and he sounded fine.
He's
but
funny. He's funny.
Thank God
Lives
he
in Levittown.
thank God he came
Levittown.
through. He just seemed like my kind of guy when I was watching
he
it.
is.
He
He's a
did. He
good
seemed
dude.
like a terrific
he's
guy.
a bad's bad.
Yeah, he's a bad's bad. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah. Oh God, that's funny. That's good. That's really good. Thank God I brought that. I wasn't gonna bring it up. I'm like, thank God.
Yeah,
It's
right?
the funniest content we've had in 2 years. So, thank goodness for that.
Exactly.
That's amazing. Good.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah. So thank God Sab is okay. Happy birthday, Sabatha. On that note, should we? What do you think we should do? Should we punch up good old?
I think we
our
should
guests?
punch up our guests.
So
I'm
with no
excited to
further
see-
ado, I just came up with this idea this morning. Mike and I have talked about it before, and it seemed like today was the right opportunity for us to do it because we have some guests coming up in the next few weeks, and we didn't want to put this off for long.
And you know what? I didn't even tell my mom and my aunt who love this guy that he's going to be here. So they're probably listening. They usually do. So that'll be a nice surprise for them.
So with no further ado, we have on very easy for us to say this, but it's true because we talk about it a lot. The most well-liked comedian, we talked about this recently, you and I, that we both have encountered in my 13 plus years and your 10 or 11 years.
12, yeah. Almost 12
well-respected comedian, well-respected human being, and he's a singer, he's a crooner, a joke teller. We are very happy to have Seaford's own Les Deegan.
Les Deegan.
Hi, Leslie. How are you, sir?
All right. Hello, Michael.
Hello, Les. How are you?
Tony, how are you?
Hi, Les.
What's up, buddy? How are you?
This is so exciting. Thank you so much for having me on.
We're the excited ones.
You know what? I had reached out to you after you won your award, and I felt like you deserved to get a little spot on Herschy and the Keegs. We've had this show now for 2 years, and we haven't popped you up, and certainly the fact that you recently won, and correct me if I'm wrong with the verbiage, the Long Island Press Best Comedian for Seniors Award. Is that correct?
Right, it was the Best Comedian for Seniors Award, which was really a very nice surprise.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, this was way back when I saw myself as one of the nominees, and I didn't find out until like recently who nominated me. But that was nice. So
It was the Hershey and the
why
Keegs show.
not?
We nominated you.
It's nice when you're an old bald Jew to like win an award. Not a lot of stuff happens.
Listen, you certainly, there's no question about it. You deserve it, whether it's Best Comedian for Seniors or whatever it is. You definitely earned it, and again, I don't want to make you blush, but Mikey and I were talking about this recently, that there's even for well-liked comedians, there's still certain people that will say, that guy's a shit, whatever.
Everybody has something to say about somebody.
Yeah.
And like I said, we've been doing this. I've been doing it 12, 13, you do 14 years. And comedians hate each other. It's such like a cutthroat competitive
It's a cutthroat
thing.
competitive business.
But I've never heard one person say anything bad about Les Deegan, ever.
Yeah, you're.
You know why? Because Les Deegan doesn't produce comedy shows.
You know what though, Les? Even if you did,
Like, all I have to do is promote 3 or 4 shows. A few comics will get wind that I didn't book them, and all of a sudden, the nicest guy in the world is that fucking cocksucker.
right,
Exactly. That piece of shit, Les Deegan.
That dirty bald Jew, Les Deegan. Yeah, but we know that's not the case, and you have a certain. Just a certain way that you carry yourself, and you know the right thing to say at the right time, and whether it's an inbox message on someone's birthday or a baby being born or anything. I know that my son was born during the time that I know Les, and I'm sure I got a message about that going back 13 years ago. Yep. You're just a class act, or as they say in Italian, you're a real mensch.
Yep.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you definitely are.
I don't think that's Italian, Mark.
What is that?
Jew.
Jew.
That's how you say it, Jew.
Tell us, we don't want to, we would be remiss if we don't mention that Les is, first and foremost, a wonderful husband to his beautiful wife, Gail. 3 children, Jonathan, Samantha, and Liz. Another Samantha. He's another Samantha.
Right. It's interesting. We all have Samanthas.
That's right.
My Samantha is Samantha Lynn. And my Elizabeth is Elizabeth Rose, which kind of like has your names, right?
Yeah, I have a Samantha Rose, and
that's
funny. Mike has always dreamed of having a Samantha
Well, I was
Lynn.
gonna say, I'll have to tell Carl I'm gonna have to go home and make a Samantha tonight.
Yeah, that's it. But
Go for it.
You're. I think I've met.
I'm
John,
gonna make a sab. That's what I'm gonna make.
You're gonna make a sab. You're gonna make a salve, probably. Yeah. I think I've met at least 2 of your kids, but that's definitely a very big part of who you are. You're a family man. You live for your kids. You're very proud of them. They have all had wonderful accomplishments, and certainly you and Gail have done a wonderful job raising those 3 beauties of yours.
Well, I'll tell you,
they're all struggling artists.
Yeah.
My daughter Liz is a photographer, graphic designer, web designer, and a drummer.
Okay.
My son Jonathan is actually a professional musician. He plays studio level for like 11 different instruments, and he plays. I don't know if you're into ska.
Yeah,
I know what ska is.
I've seen Jonathan perform. A hell of a musician.
And Mikey knows ska very well.
Yes.
Yeah, he tours with Big D and the Kids Table. He's their saxophone player.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Plays
phenomenal.
And then my Samantha, my baby, she lives in South Korea with her husband Young Park.
Oh, we used to pitch for the Dodgers. Yes, I remember that.
Yeah,
Right, but
exactly.
She was an illustrator, and she went there to teach English as a second language, and then she met the love of her life, and now she's in Korea.
So how often do you guys get a chance to? Is it her coming here, you guys going there? How often you get a chance to see her?
Actually, she hasn't been here in a while. We catch up on video, and I miss her, but hopefully soon we'll get together.
But I mean,
Yum Yum's taking good care of her. What's his name?
Yeah, right. Gumdrop. Mike's asking what his name is again. Just humor him.
What, my son-in-law?
Yeah.
Young Park.
Yum
Park.
or Yum or Young?
Young.
Yeah.
Oh,
like the way you like boys.
Right,
yes.
I thought you said Yum.
Yum.
No, yum. With Mike, everything in front of you is yum.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Go get him, you nasty old prick, Les.
I hate that piece of shit, Les Deegan
You old
Jew.
bald Jew bastard. Would you would say that the advent of FaceTime and things like that have made this transition to your daughter being many countries away better, that you can talk to her and see her?
It makes it a little easier, of course. I mean, you can't just say, listen, you want to come to Seaford and have lunch today? You can't really do that.
Yeah.
When you're
If you
9
do-
million miles away, but
If
How
you
many
do, you
miles-
should go to Chard.
Do you know where Chard is, by the way, in Seaford? Chard.
I know of it. I haven't been there.
Place is great. Tony's going there on tomorrow.
haven't been there.
On tomorrow.
Did you listen that we were talking about it's his daughter Sab's birthday tomorrow? You heard that part?
Yes, I did. I was happy birthday, Samantha.
Yeah.
And happy birthday to you today, pal.
Not today.
Actually, yesterday I
Yesterday.
was 70.
Close enough.
Gee, was it his? Did we not know that was his birthday yesterday?
That's not why you brought him on today?
No,
I completely forgot it was
at all.
Les.
I
So
thought
Yeah,
for sure
yesterday
that's
I
why
was
you brought him
70,
on.
But let's talk about my daughter in South Korea.
Let's talk about everything other than the biggest day of his
I
life.
know, right? Exactly.
I thought that's why you guys were bringing him on.
Let's
It's
talk
not-
about Chard on Merrick Road.
Yeah,
And I wished him happy birthday yesterday too, and I completely forgot.
honestly,
Happy 70th birthday, Les.
wow.
Thank you.
I didn't have any idea. You know that I'm totally selfish and wrapped in my own life. So God forbid I wish someone happy birthday on Facebook. But no, I didn't know about that. So how great would it have been if we did the whole interview, nothing about his birthday,
Don't mention his birthday.
nothing about his birthday.
We would have if Tony
Can
didn't
you
mention.
believe it, though? Little Leslie Joseph Deegan from Sunnyside, Queens is 70.
70 years
Wow.
old.
God bless. God bless.
Makes absolutely no sense.
You look great. Have you seen Les without a shirt? He,
Oh my God.
His picture from the beach, that picture you put up, that's a 70.
Well,
that's-
I'm hoping to see his without a
that's
shirt
the-
tonight.
That's
But
the body of a 30-year-old man.
yeah, he's a chiseled.
Whoa.
Oh my God, look at this guy. But yeah, happy 70th
Yeah.
birthday.
Easy,
Les.
you're getting Mike excited.
Get out, Aunt Patty.
Yeah, baby. Les, what did you guys do? Did you guys bring in from Chard?
Mom,
What
put the gun with the purse away. The gun with the purse. I blew the joke.
It was close enough.
That is the gun
Purse
show
with
he
the
put
gun,
on.
that's okay.
What did you do to celebrate? Anything good, or just hang out?
Let's see. Sunday we had like a nice little intimate luncheon. And,
Okay.
Actually, in Wantot, it's a craft. Craft.
Oh, Kraft on
Craft.
Wanto Avenue.
It used to be Hemingway's.
Yes.
Right, yeah.
So we had
Very
a nice
nice.
get together with around 20 people, some close friends and family, and it was very nice.
Okay.
And just a little thing. That's all.
Excellent.
Are you still out there in the work? Are you still doing your day job anymore? Or that's it. No more.
No. I retired at the end of 2020.
Oh wow.
He's doing.
So
He's doing.
I'm full-time showbiz.
He's a full-time professional comedian now and singer. And when he was working, we were actually both working pretty close to each other in the city. Les actually got me my job. I know you like to take credit for my career.
Everything.
Les got me the job at the company I was with when I was working in the city, and we used to meet for lunch. It was great. Les is the best. He would treat me to Chef U.
Whatever happened to that
Great
job,
place.
Mike?
Pandemic.
Oh, that's right. Okay. So you didn't
Right, that
have the
was like-
job.
that
You
was
needed
like
another one.
The last lunch before the world blew up.
Yeah, because I ended up getting let go from that company about 2 weeks later because of the pandemic.
Oh,
happened.
jeez.
Yeah.
So you are a full-time entertainer. We're gonna touch on both because you're obviously not just a comic, but you're also a singer, crooner, and so forth. If I remember correctly, you were a comic for many years, but you took a little bit of a hiatus. Is that right? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. I dabbled in 1979 and 1980. I was in my 20s. I was always the class clown, the funny guy, but never really got up on stage. So
Sure.
For a couple of years, I did the comic strip in the city, Pips in Brooklyn. There were some other bars that I did, and when I was just dabbling as an open micer, I was doing shows with Don Myrera, Jerry Seinfeld, Paul Reiser, Peter Bales. Actually brought me up on stage for the third time.
Wow.
The first time ever on stage, Larry Miller.
Wow.
Yeah, he's an actor in the 5 stages of being drunk. Everyone knows that. He was my first MC at the comic strip. So
Wow.
That's
But
awesome.
so I did that for a couple of years, and but it was, I mean, I just quit because all I did was party back then. All I
Yeah.
did was smoke pot and eat Haagen-Dazs ice cream.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't getting me any far in comedy, and my relationships with people, I was very immature, so I kind of stopped doing it.
Yeah.
When I was 40, I got into musical theater, and Tevye and Fiddler on the Roof, Fagin and Oliver, Applegate and Damn Yankees. I love singing and acting. And then when I was 50, I was always, I guess, procrastinating about getting up on stage to do comedy again. And then we went on a cruise, a Royal Caribbean cruise, with my in-laws for their 50th wedding anniversary. And Sal Richards, who passed away a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
was the comic. And he was terrific. He's an old Catskill Mountains guy.
Yeah.
Been in
A legend.
movies.
Absolutely.
He's also a singer. So I watched this set, we hung out a little bit, and I told him, I've been procrastinating. He said, you got to go do it. Then, what was it, October 12th in Columbus Day, I did, in 2003, I did an open mic at the New York Comedy Club. My office was a few blocks away, and then I've never looked back.
Excellent.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
So, yeah.
So you've been consistently
And if I
performing
could
again
throw in
for
a
over
third
20
thing,
years.
Actually, I started a few years ago with comedian Stevie GB, singer Anita Starlight, and pianist singer Joe Gellish. The
penis
Retirement
singer?
Village
Is that
people.
how do you sing a penis? You sing with a penis?
I would,
pianist.
I would like to be a penis singer.
Well, you are one in the
yeah.
shower, but so you're still with that group? Are you still with that group of people?
Yeah, we got lots of stuff booked. We do original song parodies of the classic rock, pop, and show tunes from the 60s and 70s to reflect senior living, getting older. It's with live music. And there's a couple coming up in May. I think even though you're young whippersnappers, I think you would both enjoy the show.
I think we definitely would. I love the fact that you do both, and I sometimes ask my good buddy Eric Haft, who you know very well as well.
Yeah, Eric's a good buddy, sure.
So Eric's also a musician as well as a comic, and I'll ask him what he enjoys most. And I know it's a tough question to answer. I think at this point, Eric's the comedian comedy business is really hitting hard, so maybe he'd say comedy. What gives you more joy, or is it impossible to say at this point?
It's whatever I'm doing at the moment is what I love to do. And with the comedy and singing, actually, I get a lot of work, like hybrid shows. Well, I'm like the Prius of show business.
So you mix the music and the comedy.
Hour show, like I did a church recently in Melville, and I did an hour show where I did a half an hour of comedy and a half an hour of music. I'll open up with 15 minutes of songs. I'll do a half an hour set, and then I'll close with some music. So I get to do both in one show.
That's great.
Like a variety show.
Like a one man wrecking crew.
Yeah, you're like who used to do a variety show back like in the 60s?
Liberace?
No, that's who you.
The Osmond family.
The Osmonds did one. That's right.
Yep.
I'm just like Liberace.
Oh, this is Les. We're playing some Les in the background here.
I'm just like Michael Douglas.
You're terrific at whatever
didn't
you
see the
do.
movie, that joke fell flat.
I don't know if you can hear it, Les. We're playing. We're actually playing right now. You singing and "Had to Be You" in the background.
What a beautiful voice it is. Les, I don't know. I just wanted to mention real quick. I never knew what you just told me something about Larry Miller. I've actually talked about Larry Miller on this show more than one time because I grew up in Valley Stream just like Larry Miller did, and Larry Miller lived on Hungry Harbor Road in Valley Stream next to my best friend's house when I was a kid, and I knew Larry Miller when I was probably 8-9 years old, going back to the late 70s, early 80s. We graduated from the same high school, and we're both on the Wikipedia notable names from Valley Stream page, me and Larry Miller. So look at that.
Yeah.
We both have a connection to Larry Miller.
He actually wrote the 5 levels of drinking about Mark.
Yeah, he's terrific. Another guy who certainly very versatile. So not only is he just a comedian, but he's also a wonderful actor too. I was watching recently some old reruns of the show Boston Legal, and he was on that show as well for a couple of years, and he was terrific. So I think it's apropos that he was the one who brought you up first time, you said. Is that correct?
Larry, my first time, I remember that back in the old days with the open mic at the comic strip, what you would do is they would have Monday night was open mic night. And you would have to go to the comic strip at noon on Friday. They would give out 12 spots. So if 14 people showed up, they would put 12 pieces of paper with number 1 through 12, and then 2 pieces of paper with an X on it, and you would reach into a glass bowl and pull out a spot. So on Monday night, if you got a number, that's when you went up. It would be the host. Then he'd put up a couple of regulars, like maybe Dennis Wolfberg, Carol Leifer at the time.
Wow,
one of the regulars.
Killers.
In other words, it would be like Keegan and half, a couple of regulars, then an open micer. So and then if you got number 1 and 2, you would go 1 and 2 open mics, and then they would do another regular, and then 3, 4. So that's how the evening would go on, and the club stayed open until there was no more audience.
That's really cool.
Wow. Do you remember, I know for me, when I was a little boy, my dad used to show me videos of Buddy Hackett, and that was one of the reasons, aside from me thinking that my dad was the funniest person ever, thinking Buddy Hackett was. Do you remember going back years ago, the comics that you really loved who made you think that you should be a comic, made you want to be a comic?
Oh yeah, basically the Ed Sullivan Show, Alan King and Bob Newhart and who else am I thinking of? And Flip Wilson.
Oh geez, Flip Wilson was
Steve
a murderer.
Landisberg, so many, even like the women like Moms Mabley and Joan Rivers.
Oh my God,
definitely.
All the killers. Yeah.
Even in kindergarten, I used to go for the laugh.
Yeah.
Steve Landisberg, Larry Miller show, is that right? Barney Miller, excuse me.
Steve Landisberg was on Barney Miller, right?
Hey, people forget that he was a good stand-up comic because he was such a dry.
Oh, he was amazing.
Yeah.
He was amazing.
He was very dry. Very dry, like. I was going to say something bad about Mike. I don't know why.
Why would you
There's
do
no
that?
need reason
There's
for
no
that.
need. I'm just sitting here.
We're doing a nice interview with a guy, and I'm going to say something about
you say
your
something
old
bad about
girlfriends.
me?
Like, it's so dry.
Oh, my
That's not
goodness.
nice.
By the way, you know who one of my open mic buddies was back in 1979?
Who's that?
A young. We used to wait online at the comic strip to pick a number to go
Say
on
Moses.
Monday night, and we'd go for coffee or something. And he was a young guy from Philadelphia who was like an improv actor that moved to New York to give it a shot, and his name was Dom Irera.
Wow. That's unbelievable.
Now, Dom Irera is one of the top 100
Absolutely.
comedians of all time.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting in my basement with a Knicks shirt talking to a fag.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Just say, enough about Tony. Okay.
Wait a second. I never said who the fag was.
Right. We already know.
We know.
It's funny. I have a picture from many years ago. It's myself, Rich Walker, Dom Irera, Joe Starr, and I normally will cut them all out of the picture because I'm next to Dom Irera in the picture, so it makes it look like me and Dom were buddies.
You and Dom are hanging.
Yeah, no, we're not at all.
Wasn't he here recently, or he is coming here? Yeah, I love Dom Irera.
He's a killer.
Not only is he so funny, but always a genuine, kind guy. Gail and I went to see him at Governor's maybe several years back.
Sure.
All right, and it was the first show on a Saturday night. And when he was selling all the CDs and T-shirts and everything at the bar between shows, I went up to him and I said, "Listen, I don't expect you to remember me, but we used to do open mics at the comic strip where you had to pick a number on front." And all of a sudden, he was like, "Oh my God!" Like, "Oh, I can't believe you mentioned this." And
really?
He goes, "What's your name?" And I said, "No, you're not going to know Les Deegan. I mean," and then he goes. And he goes, "Wow, I'm so sorry. I really don't remember." And I said, "Don't worry. A lot of comedians in his pit, they go, yeah, sure, Les, I remember you. How many CDs you want? 5, 10?
Exactly, yeah.
But he was really genuine.
Yep,
so.
that's great.
It would have really been a nice story, though, if he's like, Les, remember we had a pretzel on 14th Street together?
I was gonna say, I thought it was gonna go, "Hey, Les, remember I paid for an abortion for you one time?" Or something?
Oh, man.
Actually, the first time I ever bombed was following Jerry Seinfeld at the comic strip in 1979. I had just started. I did like maybe 3 or 4 sets, You know
Yeah.
how you get up you just start doing it, and all of a sudden you do it great, and wow, I can't believe I'm going to be a pro within 2 years or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
Mark knows.
Yep. Thank you.
So on the one night I had
Fucker.
heard of him. That we went to college together. We were in the same.
I was just gonna say you have a history with Jerry because you guys
Yeah,
went to
well, we were
Queens
in the
College.
we were there at the same time. We had the same major, but we weren't in any of each other's classes. So anyway, I had heard that he was one of the top, regulars at the club.
Yeah.
And so on this one night, I drew number 5, and I was going up after him. So I went in the room that there's a partition at the comic strip. The stage used to be as soon as you walk in. Now they have it off to the left. But
Yeah.
it used to be straight ahead,
Mm-hmm.
and that partition was on the right. So if the place wasn't full, whoever was on next could sit right around the side of the stage.
Sure.
So here I was 4 sets under my belt. Right, I don't even the material I did was such shit. I mean, 56 years old. I don't remember what I did, and all of a sudden he's up there, and he's like smooth and killing, and so everything I did, I just lost it. I panicked. I said, oh man, this isn't gonna work. I started switching around what I was doing, and I just so totally tanked. And it was just one of the worst nights.
Really?
I
Wow.
think I didn't do it again for a few weeks after that. I had to push myself. But,
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. He didn't turn out to do very much, so I wouldn't worry about it less whatsoever.
No.
So
He just drives around in Porsches.
all these years later, I would say more in the past 10, 15, 20 years, especially on the Long Island scene, who will you stop what you're doing, come out of a green room or come out of out of the bar area to actually watch the set of? Who do you like watching nowadays?
Oh, there's too many.
Anyone really make you laugh
There's-
super
There's
hard?
Too many. Years ago, if you would have asked me, I would have immediately said that Adam Ferrara and Richard Jenny
Okay.
would have been two.
Well, Richard
But
Jenny
that's-
is one of the top comics we've ever seen.
There's too many.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love all comedians. Everyone's got different styles. So I could love a guy with high energy. I could love someone that's that deadpans it. Doesn't matter. There's so many good people.
He wanted you to say Mark Hirschman.
I thought he would have said Mike Keegan and Mark Hirschman. Now, we set him up with a big
Yeah,
softball.
well, I'm not that the nicest guy.
Oh, wow.
He's genuine. He's like Don Marrera. He's
Right.
genuine.
That's
I'm like
exactly-
Don Myra.
Exactly.
That's right.
That's it.
Sits on a half shell.
How about you, Mark? Mine is Keith Anthony.
Yeah,
Always
well,
Keith
you know, I mean, I'm obviously a Keith
Oh,
Anthony.
really?
I'm a Keith Anthony stalker.
I'll always say that he's the one guy.
Yeah.
I'll always make sure if he's on stage, I'll check.
Yeah,
it
I
out.
mean, for me, I've seen major celebrity comics. I've seen local comics. He's the hardest I've ever laughed multiple times, and then having to getting a chance to work with him many times has been really a dream for me. No question about it. So. I'm sure you've worked with Keith plenty of times, Les, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I did actually talk about dynamic duo. I hosted a show for him at an American. It was a Keith Godwin show at the.
Comedy to
American
Go. Is that what it was
Legion
called?
Hall
Yeah.
In Kings Park, I hosted, and actually Keith Anthony, and he's such a nice guy to hang out with at dinner and talk and bullshit.
Of course.
And he went up and he's just amazing, and he wasn't the headliner.
Yes.
Harry Karavis closed the show.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you want to know something? Within 30 seconds, everyone forgot about Keith because that's how good she is.
That's how good she is. Exactly.
Yeah, those two. I've been on shows with them together, and it's a lethal combination.
Yeah.
It is,
Lethal.
it is.
That's like a Tyson 1-2 punch
There
for
are
sure.
very few people
The
who could
host
follow
wasn't
Keith
bad
Anthony.
either.
Yeah, the host is
Right.
great. Exactly. No, that's a heck of a show.
Yeah, no, that's terrific.
But there are few people who can follow Keith Anthony, and Carrie's one of them.
Yeah, I mean, Keith prefers, especially nowadays, he prefers not to headline. Which what it does is it leaves a lot of room for the headliner to really have to work.
Yeah.
Because to me, he's the hardest guy to follow ever, that I've ever seen.
I
I've
just
never
had to
seen-
follow him like 2 months ago, and it literally took me like 4 minutes to get the audience on my side.
For those who didn't leave. You mean?
No, he didn't leave.
Yeah.
Check
they were.
this out. Talk about tough to close. I did a show about 10 years ago. I think Tommy Doran I guess produced the show. Remember, do you know Tommy?
Yeah,
remember Tommy,
yeah, of
yeah.
course.
Okay, and it was I think it was Good Sam Hospital for the it was
Sam.
a fundraiser for the hospital itself, not for the patients or anything.
Good Samaritan.
And, I actually hosted that show too, and Chris Roach was on the show.
We've heard of him.
Anthony,
Yep.
Not bad.
But neither of them closed. The headliner was Tim Hamayud.
Oh,
Oh,
Tim,
Tim.
yeah.
And if I tell you what
Hamayud.
like Chris and Keith just totally destroyed, and then Keith was like, Tim was like, it's my turn now.
It's
So
interesting.
if the
Tim was.
headliner- If the headline is good, he knows how to
Yeah.
feed off the energy and make the show hit.
I'm curious. How did Tim do following those two monsters?
Oh, he did wonderful.
Okay, good. Yeah,
Brought everybody around.
Yeah.
that's terrific. That's
Tim's
that's
great.
going to be hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great. Tim was a big presence here on Long Island for a long time. Then he left to go out to California and Vegas,
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
And then
I worked with him in like upstate New York not too long, kind of long ago, about 10 years ago.
oh, okay.
I think his father just passed away.
Ooh.
Very nice. It's funny. Bring it to a screeching halt, Mike.
That's it. Do
Jesus.
you know what he had, Mike?
I don't know. I'll let you guys know next week when we're on a roll.
Yes.
No, there's so many good comics. It's just
Yeah, I know that
on any given night, anybody can be the star of the show.
I remember the first time, Les is the kind of guy that you don't have to see him a lot to realize that he's still a great guy because he'll send you little messages. And
Yeah.
I know that I had met Les, quote unquote, through social media probably when I first started. And it wasn't until like 2013 that I was booked on a show in Northport. It was myself, Les Deegan, Eric Tartaglione, and Peter Bales, I believe, was the lineup. Do you remember that, Les?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was a Rich Walker show, and Eric Half brought the lights.
Yes, that's right. And I remember you had parked far away from the theater, and I think I wound up picking you up from somewhere on the street and driving you.
Yeah.
You remember that? And I will tell you, I don't think they don't have shows anymore. And I was pretty new at the time, but that room was an unbelievable, one of the best comedy rooms I've ever done. Like, I murdered, and I had been doing it for 2 years, and then Les creamed them, and Tartaglione and Bales. It was, you remember that room, Les?
It was
The VA room. I think it was like the
I
Northport.
think it was the VA. It was like
Yeah.
right
Northport
off,
VA?
like just right off Main Street.
Yeah, right off Main Street. It was like upstairs. It was just a packed room, and they were like, giving candy to a baby. They just everything. They just ate up everything. It was so terrific, and
It was a bizarre night. They had a break.
yes,
They had a break for dessert, which was weird.
Yeah.
So Peter Bales was the.
He was the
I
dessert.
think Peter closed the show.
Mm-hmm.
Eric closed the first half, and then they had a break, and it was awkward. And then I had to come back up and then just do 5, 7, 8 minutes just to try to get everybody back in comedy mode. And then Peter brought it home. It was a solid night.
I remember you guys were all great, and I certainly was like a little bit starstruck still about the whole thing that I was on a show like that. That was like one of the first really powerhouse shows that I was on, and I think that was one of the shows that kind of gave me the bug. Not the bug that you usually have, but the the bug.
This is
to keep
the
on
other
doing.
show that gives you the bug.
It is addictive, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right, Mike? Isn't it?
It is. It is. Every time I'll get a little I get a little bummed out about comedy sometimes.
It's understandable.
I know exactly. Can't wait to get back up though.
Yeah.
It's an addiction.
Yeah, you are a wonderful comic, Mike Keegan. Les Deegan, you are a wonderful comic. We are so happy that you decided to come on tonight. Thank you for doing this last minute. Like I said, we just didn't want to procrastinate any longer because we have some guests coming up, and so thank you for accepting this invite. And what can I say? As far as about Les Deegan, he's a wonderful guy, father, singer.
My favorite nights in comedy when Les hosted the Monday open mic at the Belmore Bean.
Oh, the Belmore
Those are
Bean,
the best memories I've had.
I missed that.
Les was the greatest host every Monday night.
Yeah.
The energy was great. The room was great, and it was all the guys that I was coming up with. And
Thank you.
You
those
know,
are the best nights of comedy.
one thing about Les certainly does the things that that he does things the way he likes to do them, and that's why I think he's as happy of a guy as he is. And you know, as the old saying goes, I think it's safe to say that Les Deegan has always done it his way.
Yep. There you
That's
go.
true.
Yeah, hit
Is
it,
that a
Les.
eulogy?
Hit it, buddy.
Now,
A little surprise for you
and
boys.
this
A
year,
little surprise.
and
This is
so
great.
I face the final curtain.
Wow.
My friend, I'll say it clear. I'll state my case, of which I'm certain has the level.
Beautiful. Keep rolling.
Great.
The charted course. You know, I talked and now I forgot the words.
It's all right. Jarble through them.
Along the highway.
There you go.
And more, much more than this. I did it
my
way.
Les, thank you so. Oh,
Shut up, you idiots. He's keeping on going.
I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this. I did it my way. And yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. And through it all, I should go and did it my way. Love, I've laughed and cried. I've had my fill, my share of losing. And now, as tears subside, I find it all so very amusing to think I did all that. And if I say, not in a shy way, oh no, not me, I did it my way. Everybody, for what is a man?
What
What
has
has he
he
got?
got?
Sing it, Mikey.
If not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the way of one who feels. The record shows
I took the blows and did it my way.
Les Deegan, everybody!
Thank you so much,
Les Deegan. Woo! Thank you so much for coming on. We love you, buddy.
There's one little verse left. Why don't we all sing?
Let's do it
Did
together.
it our way. I'll give you the cue, all right?
All
No,
right.
I think we're okay.
Yes, it was our
way. I was a little premature.
Yeah. Well, I saw that. What about the singing, though?
The singing was a little early, too.
Les, we love you, man. Thank you so much for coming on. We had a blast. We hope you did, too, and we'll do it again sometime soon.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much, buddy. Love
Mark,
you.
Tony, keep up the fag work. We'll see you soon.
All right, buddy.
All right, you
See
little
ya.
Jew
We love you.
bastard.
See ya.
Have fun tomorrow.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
That was fucking great.
So remember, I was going to
was
bring, Les
great.
is probably still listening. We were talking about Aunt Bernie last week.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
On her 50th birthday, we had a party at Uncle Jack's Steakhouse in the city, and Les came, and he sang, and he did some jokes, and Les was there for Aunt Bernie, and he kept in touch with Aunt Bernie.
Wait a
he
second.
He loved Aunt Bernie.
You know what, Mike? That's really cool to bring it up after he leaves the fucking you
I couldn't
stupid
get
idiot.
a word in edgewise.
Oh,
Jesus
shit.
Christ.
Full of fucking shit.
Bring
wait,
Les back.
Hold on a
Jesus.
second. So 50 years, so 13 years ago. We're talking a long time ago.
Yeah, that was
Were you even
probably-
doing comedy then? Holy
Probably, yeah.
jeez, wow. And he kept in touch with Aunt Bernie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he loved Aunt Bernie.
Yeah, no, I'll make sure that I ask him that 11 years from now when he's on our show again. Good work.
Thank you very much. I think it was just a little something to close out the segment.
Yeah. What did you guys think of that little surprise?
That was
I
my
did, Pop?
grandfather's favorite song, My Way, too. He used to sing
Yeah,
it
well,
every-
that's why I picked it.
Yeah,
That's
thank
why I
you.
picked it.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of that little surprise? You guys
That was
happy about
awesome.
that?
That was-
Who isn't happy to see Les?
No, not
But
the
no,
fucking
no,
Les.
the
Some
song, not
you
Les.
dummy.
Well, the same
Les-
thing.
Yeah.
Les singing. It doesn't get any better than
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
That was pretty cool, right?
that was awesome. That was a really cool little surprise. Thank you.
Yeah.
You always have a little something up your
I had a
sleeve.
little something up my sleeve, buddy. That was so cool. We love Les,
Love you.
and I think we're gonna queue up since we're Tony's the audio visual expert.
The audio visual.
Yeah, expert tonight. I'll preface this video that we're going to punch up. We'll probably play it a couple of times. It's very short, but we'll play it a couple of times so people can hear what the person's saying.
Yeah.
Essentially, what had happened here is that my friend, longtime friend David Kay, who's a very big fan of the show, watches all the time, and has a little bit of an eccentric, quirky kind of personality.
I like those types.
Yeah, no, and it's all in good fun. But he sends me a video of a person making some sort of he's speaking to Keegs. He's talking to Mike.
He loves me.
And I actually had to ask David. I didn't understand the derivation of the video, but essentially he was at a bar at an Applebee's out in Suffolk County, and he met this guy, and basically he thought that the guy reminded him of Keegs. Not that he's ever met Keegs, but
a handsome guy.
yeah,
he must
handsome
be.
guy,
Yeah.
and he met this guy, and he basically
I love when people go to bars and just meet some guys that they think are me and they
Right.
start talking to them.
That's right. So essentially, what he did was he put the guy up to making this little short video, this little greeting video, and we'll play it a couple times so people can hear it. But now that we know the story as to what the guy said, it's pretty comical.
Yeah.
So Tony, let's see if we can go ahead and punch that up. It will come up. Oh, there's definitely a resemblance there.
Keegs here. You're doing good, man. Hey, Keegs. Keegs here. You're doing good, man.
So what?
One more time.
Okay. Here it comes.
Yeah.
Keegs here. You're doing good, man.
Ah, thanks, Keith.
Yeah.
Thank you, Keith.
So his
That's
name.
me that time that I found that chromosome.
Yeah, that's right. So what the guy is saying, his name is not Keith. That's what I thought
It's
it said
not
at the
Keith?
beginning.
I thought he was saying it's Keith.
David had him say, "Hey Keegs, this is Keegs," and then he even gave him the line, "You're doing good, man." And I'm like, David, you didn't incorporate me in this at all. He's like, no, because he reminded me of Keegs.
Yeah,
so then I said, just say, "Hi Keegs, this is Keegs," and then he gave him the line, "You're doing good, man."
Hey, thank
So,
you very much.
one more
Doing
time,
good.
Tony,
Doing
is that
good and
okay?
Feeling good.
Yeah,
You're doing good, man.
I'm doing
yeah. Loop it
Hey,
again.
Keegs. Keegs here. You're doing good, man.
Yeah, it's so
Keegs,
goddamn
Keegs
funny.
here.
Hey Keegs, Keegs here.
Now I
Yeah.
get it because he I was like,
Yeah.
why does he keep calling himself Keith? Because he looks like me.
Right. So, but
So
the
that's
guy,
me telling myself you're doing good, man. Like it's my inner monologue.
something like that, or he was a
So it's
separated
just a
at birth.
retard that they found at Applebee's.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We did so good today.
Oh my! No, let's call me a fag.
That's true. He did. Well, he knows you. So that was pretty cool. So David K, who that was his contribution, and it was a good one.
It was a very good one.
But when he first sent it to me, I'm like, I don't understand what this is.
I didn't understand it until just now, and you showed it to me several times this afternoon.
Yeah. Well, I was sending it to you. I'm like, I'm gonna explain it to you, but you have to understand. So good job, David K. It took a little work,
Thank you,
but
David.
but we got there.
We gotta get fake Keegs on the show. To replace you permanently.
Yeah. What would you say it was going to be? The show was going to call
Keith and the Keegs.
Keith and the Keegs.
Keithy and the Keegs.
Keith and the Keegs. Well, thank you, David K. Once again. A couple other things I wanted to cover.
You have like so many notes. You're like very calculated, meticulous. You have a plan for. You're like one of those.
Well, you know what it would be.
You're like one of those
Mike,
maniacs that probably still like balances his own checkbook.
Well, I do balance my own checkbook.
No, you don't.
Thank you
in
very
2020, much. In 2024, you balance your own checkbook? No, you don't.
I'm going to fucking knock you out because I know what this is all
because
this is all about. I know
like
this
this
is
morning,
all about.
like would you have like not had your ledger to balance your checkbook?
I'm going to knock you out, motherfucker. You're only...
So this morning apparently, and this is news and a surprise to Mark.
Yeah.
He messaged his neighbor Sue Galino, who's like my mole, like my internal source.
That's right.
Of all things that go on at Mark Hirschman's house.
I'm gonna murder you both. Yeah.
He's going to balance his checkbook this morning like a serial killer. Yeah. The only person in America that probably still balances a checkbook.
Fine.
And I guess you were out of ledgers, so he called Sue Galino, who he figures is going to have a ledger like anybody has one.
Yeah.
She had one.
She did.
You know what it was though?
What?
It was from her daughter's 5th grade class to teach kids how to balance their checkbooks.
Oh, yeah, they go to that place over in Levittown, yeah.
Because it's like one of those skills that they teach kids in 5th grade that they're never going to use again.
Right.
Unless they're fucking
maniac. Yeah.
So that is that's the daughter's handwriting.
Wait, is that in my book that I have in my?
No, that's in Sue's book. That's the daughter's hand. That's the actual check for educational purposes only.
Oh yeah, that's called the Yam place or something. Yeah,
we're not allowed to call them that.
Oh,
but and it was issued to Sue Galina's 5th grade daughter because that was the only time anybody should ever have to balance check. It's like when they teach kids in 5th grade how to square dance. Like, we got to teach you this shit. You're never going to use it.
That's right.
Unless you are a neurotic
So the mole
maniac.
Sue the mole told you that she gave me the checkbook?
I love Sue Galina. She said to me. I'm like, this is gold.
Hey, listen, I like to balance my checkbook still. Sorry. I mean, does that make me a nutcake?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
That's fine.
It's all done electronically now.
Well, I won't be talking to you or her after this today, so that's fine.
Thank you, Sue. I love you.
But I have the book, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
Everything worked out. It was all balanced.
It all worked out fine.
Right.
It all worked out fine.
You friggin' maniac.
Speaking of murder, have you guys been following, by the way, this? We did talk about it. This wacky story where the people hacked up the person, and then there was original thoughts that it was MS-13 and things like that. I
could have sworn it would be an MS-13 as the initiation ritual.
So what the story just came out to be is that 3 roommates hacked up their 4th roommate. Yep. Like, what exactly happened in that living situation that like made it like
how shitty was that 4th roommate?
If you keep eating our fucking food out of the fridge, we're gonna hack you up, Mary. Yeah. Like, what the hell happened there?
Yeah. If Mary eats one more of my yogurts, I'm gonna kill her.
Don't touch my fucking yogurt, Mary.
And then it's like Jen, I thought you were joking. You killed it. Now we gotta get rid of this friggin'.
If you touch one more Yoplait yogurt, I'm gonna cut your arms off and dump them at the beach. Shut up. No, you won't.
Shut up, Jen. You're not gonna do that.
Holy shit, you took my arm off.
Oh my god, yeah, exactly.
What are you gonna do with that? Drop it at the beach.
At the beach.
No, that one's going to Bayshore. Yeah. That one's going to the park.
And that was just one. And then the week later, she ate another yogurt. That's why there's multiple.
Oh, so you're thinking that she was.
It's like it was like Monty Python. They just keep hacking limbs off of her.
It's outrageous. I think it was actually 2 roommates, and then they brought in like a homeless vagrant to do the other part of the job.
Exactly. You got to bring
right.
Yeah. You got to bring in the homeless vagrant.
What could have gone down there? Is it?
I want to know.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah, we're gonna find out when the Netflix documentary comes out.
God, I love that shit.
That story ended up so much cooler than I thought it was gonna be. I'm like, it's just these MS-13 El Salvadorian pieces of shit again.
You're right,
but that's just because I'm a racist.
Can you help me? You're not at all.
I'm not.
help me. Is this this last thing that I'm going to touch on? Is this a Mark Hirschman getting old? Hey, you kids, get off the grass kind of thing, or is it just me being practical? I'll preface it by saying, do you find that young people today, I would say, like, when I say young, I mean like teenagers, early 20 people, no one speaks clearly anymore. Like, everyone's a mumbler.
They mumble because it's the music they listen to, the mumble rap.
Is that what it is?
The music they listen to, they'll do that vocal fry.
But it's almost like people like literally have a box of dicks in their mouth. Like, I can't hear.
Not even in the good way.
Not even in the way that we dream of.
Yeah.
No. I'll tell you exactly what happened, and you can tell me if I'm being oversensitive here. I had to go pick up something at CVS the other day, and I stopped into the pizza place next door. I placed an order to bring some slices home for the kids.
Oh, nice.
I said I'll be back in a few minutes, and I'll go CVS. I'll come back. So
Calda?
No, I'm not gonna say where it is. It doesn't matter. But it's just trying to understand the mindset of people. So I place the order. I go to CVS. I come back, and I'm ready to pay for my stuff. It's been long enough, so the stuff's ready. Right. And I see the young guy that helped me, probably like 26, 25, whatever. Yeah. And this is what he says to me: "Got you on top of the others, boss." And I'm like, I don't know what you said. Like, I just said, I don't. Can you say that again? And I didn't say like a cocksucker. I just said, I don't know what you said. So he said, "I got you on top of the oven, boss." Now, if he was to repeat the sentence, he could have said, I'm got you.
You're at the pizza place. I'm thinking you're at CVS. I'm like, why is he mentioning...
I got your Lexapro on top of the oven, boss. Like, what do you want it there for? No, he was trying to tell me that the pizza was on top of the oven.
Okay, boss.
But obviously his first sentence was, "I got you on top of the oven, boss." Yeah. Okay, well, I didn't understand that. Yeah. So I said, "I'm sorry, I didn't hear you." He said, "I got you on top of the oven, boss."
You're 100% right.
Wasn't the boss, the second boss, a little bit snarky?
Yep. He didn't have to mention.
No, but you could have said, "I got you on top of the oven." Like, what the boss now makes you sound douchey.
Because now he's 100% just repeating word for word just to be a dick.
Like, the boss thing was a greeting. Yeah. Like, at the beginning,
I said, "I got you on top of the oven, boss." Yeah.
But like, generally speaking, why can't people enunciate anymore?
They can't. You know what? They're always high because they do the vape pen.
Oh, it could be the high.
You know what it is?
It could be the highness.
Because they don't have to like sneak away and make sure that they smoke pot and nobody smells them. They could just do a vape in the bathroom. They're all high. All these kids are high all the time.
There's an expectation that
it's so kids accessible.
They can. I don't want to sound like an old fuck, but they can just behave the way they want. They can speak. Like, I could vividly remember that if my father would try to speak to me and I didn't say clearly something back to him, I would probably get punched in the chest. Yeah. I'd get like nailed. I get thumped. Like,
they're not allowed to discipline any kids anymore. They don't have God in school anymore.
Oh, we're gonna turn this into something big right now.
Exactly.
Thank God this show's ending.
They're a bunch of godless heathens because we're not. Yeah. Because now you're not cool if you believe in God.
Yeah.
And there's no fear. There's no fear of parents. There's no fear of religion. There's no fear of God.
Let's wrap this show up, Tony.
Yeah. And that's why we have to elect Donald Trump in 2024.
I let him sneak it in. That was a great hour.
We have to elect Trump because some kid mumbled something at you in a pizzeria.
Right. Got him tell the other boss. What? Balls.
Exactly. No, there's no respect. There's no professionalism with kids anymore either.
I got him on a rant. This was a wonderful hour that we spent together. The Les Deegan part was sensational. We will close, by the way, we always do, by Mikey telling us if he has anything coming up and what kind of comedy shows and such.
This weekend, Friday night, if you're in the Poughkeepsie area,
You're going to be in Poughkeepsie. Okay, good.
Yeah, I'll be at Laugh It Up Comedy Club Friday night.
Oh, that's hot.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. Carla's coming up with me. It'll be crazy. Gene Triflo's on the show.
Oh,
it's gonna be fun.
Oh, you FaceTime me with Gene.
Yeah, I will. I'll FaceTime with Gene. I'm sure we'll get you involved. And then the big one's going to be June 21st at Brokerage Comedy Club. Friday night at Brokerage.
Yeah.
I'm going to be there.
It's important we plug a show 8 months from now.
No, that's the big show. Okay. That's the big show. Yeah. Start getting your tickets now.
Okay, good. And Tony, you have Thursday, March 28th at the Brokerage Comedy Club. Irene Bremis, Mike Keegan, Carly Okerson, Kathy Arnold, Will Sharon, Sal Rotundo, and someone else who took off of the sheet just now. Then we have Mikey is going to be on May 30th at a place that Tony just took off the screen also. Where is that going to be?
Paisanos Comedy.
Paisanos
in Rutherford.
I love it. So
That's
Mikey's got a lot of shit going on.
Tony, the March 28th, I might not be there though because I'll be at the Boston Comedy Festival if I make it to the next round.
You'll make it to the next round. There's no question.
I agree.
Tony, real quick, what do you got with the Magical Mystery Tour coming up?
April 17th is our next date at that meatball place. We have some murder mysteries in the fall coming up at the Brokerage and at McGuire's, and in I think it's May. We're going to be doing a XXX trivia game show in the Giggle Room.
Wow!
There'll be prizes. That's going to be
Tony's
going
to take out his stump.
The stump job, baby.
Wow!
I'm there. I'm going to that.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
All right. On that note, thank you for your support as always. Share it. Just tell a friend. Tell a friend about how much you love our show. If it's just the TikToks, that's fine. If it's just the Instagrams, the Reels, the YouTube Shorts, whatever it is that you like, share with somebody else. Give the gift of laughter.
Yeah.
Give the gift of laughter. We love you. We'll see you next week. We got a big guest on next week. We have the Sweater, Russ Salzberg, TV legend, sports legend, Channel 9, WOOR, WFAN, Yes Network. Yep. This is going to be a very, very big show for us. Tune in next Tuesday, 9 o'clock. We love you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.